Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my Robinhood portfolio. As always, hope you guys are having an awesome weekend. As you probably noted, this is not my Robinhood account. This is a similar type of investing application, Stash Invest. I did a introductory video about this particular application about a week ago or so. Just to recap very quickly, it's a investment application geared towards new investors. Essentially, it allows some guidance in investing. It has 13 or so different ETFs that you can invest in, as well as one stock, Berkshire Hathaway Class B stock. And the whole idea behind this particular application and what differentiates it from Robinhood is that you can invest in fractional shares of ETFs in that one stock, like I said. So you can invest as little as $5, and this program essentially buys and sells these ETFs on your behalf. So you don't have to buy a full outright share of a $100 ETF, for example. You can, put in $5 and buy 5% of that particular stock, and then your account balance will basically show a fractional share of that. As you can see here, I don't have any money in the particular application, so I don't have a balance or anything like that. But as you can see from my title of this video, it's kind of a gimmicky, almost what I would consider a scam type of application. If we go to Discover Investments here, it also loads very slowly for whatever reason. You can see here on the top, they kind of divide up the different ETFs and kind of different themes. I believe, I want, I like. And when you click on one of these particular themes, I guess you would say, it kind of gives a little bit of an overview, performance, who owns it within the Stash Invest community. But it kind of is set up like they have kind of engineered this especially for you, or especially for the particular theme. But really, if you look at the underlying security there, it's simply an iShares Global Clean Energy ETF. And if I can click on that very small question mark here, you can see that essentially this application is only buying and selling this ETF on your behalf. So this is not something they have made specifically for the Stash Invest community or geared toward a particular theme. It's simply selecting one of these ETFs that goes along with their description. You can also see another key aspect behind this is that the application charges you a fee, $1 per month under $5,000, 0.25% for every $5,000 above that. So essentially $12.50 a year for every $5,000 invested. But you can see here, it's a $7.95 stock. It's better just to go to Robinhood, save up an extra $2.95 and invest in the entire share rather than buying it here. For other stocks, I guess you could argue that they're a little bit more expensive, and some investors may not have that much money. For example, this Defending America themed ETF. Again, this is an underlying ETF, and the exposures here are simply the stocks in those ETFs. Again, you can see there the underlying security, iShares US Aerospace and Defense ETF, and the ticker symbol is listed there as well. And so this one's a little bit more expensive, $141.17. So you could argue new investors without a lot of capital could benefit from this application by putting in $5 and buying a fractional share of that ETF. But again, if you had $100 invested in this particular application for a full year, you're going to be paying $12. It's 12% of your overall investment. So you just lost 12%, and not a lot of returns can beat 12% per year. So you'd be actually losing money with this particular application. So for that reason, I don't really care for this. And again, these are all presented like they are particular stock portfolios put together by Stash Invest for different themes and different categories or market sectors. But really, they're just underlying ETFs. You can buy these on Robinhood. Again, here's a stock or an ETF, $39.52. I would simply save up that $40, buy it on Robinhood for no cost, no monthly fee. Don't have to worry about that. Again, I want category. Again, it's nice for new investors. You can kind of pick the aggressive mix if you want to have a little bit more risk, the conservative mix if you don't want to have a lot of risk. If you like dividends, for example, you can buy that particular ETF. But again, this is kind of a rebranded ETF, kind of gives us a little bit of a description, topic exposures. But again, this is simply an underlying ETF. There you can see the Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity ETF. I actually have a couple shares of this on Robinhood. Again, a $42 stock. Or ETF. I would simply save up and buy this on Robinhood. So again, I think it may have some utility for the very, very new investor who's never invested before, who has little money, who essentially wants to play around with investing with the goal of not really making money, but just kind of learning about investing. But again, they kind of brand this as their own stock portfolios or their own collection of stocks, but really they're just buying and selling ETFs on your behalf and then charging you $1 a month to do that. So again, it's kind of cool for new investors, I suppose, if you want to invest a little bit of money, fractional shares of some of these ETFs in that one stock. But the fees are quite high, 12% if you only have $100 invested, and $12.50 per $5,000. Better to do it on Robinhood. And if you had $5,000 to invest, buying and selling $40 ETFs should not be a problem for you. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this particular application here. Just kind of wanted to bring up the fact that it's kind of branded as their own stock mixes, but they're really just buying ETFs on your behalf and charging you for that. And you're still, I might want to point out here, you're still getting charged for the fees on those ETFs as well. So you're paying the ETF fee as well as the fee for this application. So for those reasons, I don't like this application. To play around with it, for a few months. I don't know if I mentioned this, but the first few months the fee is waived. Man, I can't talk right now. The fee is waived for the first 3 months, but then after that it's $1 a month. So if a new investor wanted to jump into this, play around with some of these ETFs, buy some fractional shares with not a lot of money, and then at 3 months opening up a Robinhood account and then buying and selling the same ETFs as well as thousands and thousands of other stocks and ETFs at no cost, that'd be the way to go. But again, don't want to belabor the point too much here. What do you guys think about this particular application here? I've seen a few people bring this up in the forums, on my videos as well, but not really impressed. I guess it's kind of cool for a new investor, but fees kind of kill it, and it's very, very limited. 13 ETFs on Robinhood, you can buy thousands of ETFs. So let me know what you guys think about this particular application. Are any of you guys invested on this particular application? Do you have any money in this particular application? I don't. Might put in just a few dollars to play around with it, but again, at 3 months, I'm definitely going to get out of this. I'm not going to want to stick around and get charged that $1 per month. Yeah, it's a little bit of money, but just the idea of getting charged when I can do the same thing on Robinhood for free is kind of silly. So let me know what you guys think about this particular application. As always, if you enjoy my videos, feel free to share, like, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Leave me a few comments about this, and until next video, we'll see you then.